Right, so what I'm going to do is a bit of a sort of Brassica update. It's a bit late really because we've picked loads of stuff off this Calabrese that came from DT Brown's early on. But today I'm going to have a look and see how stuff's doing underneath. I'm going to take off our environment mesh and sort of trim around the edges, because one of the problems we have with grass paths, as you'll see when this comes off, is that it gets a little bit out of control around the edges, and every now and again I have to sort of clear everything off and have a good trim up. It's a bit of a problem, but under here we've had Calabrese called Aquiles, some cabbage Regency and some cauliflowers at the far end from where you're looking called Helsinki. So I'll take this off, or rather I'll uncover what's underneath if I can, if the grass hasn't grabbed everything. And I think while I've got this off, I might well give them a really good watering. I'll move in so that you get a bit better view of what we've got. So we've had the main broccoli heads, but this variety seems really good at producing side shoots, and we've already had one good helping of side shoots, and as you can see we'll soon have some more ready to harvest. Under this environment mesh, we've managed to keep all the white fly and green fly at bay so far, and we've got some really nice clean Calabrese. It's been a real bonus this year, so I'll just take this off. As you can see, weed control fabric doesn't necessarily stop all the weeds. So these are our cabbages Regency. That's solid, that's ready to pick. That probably means we've got 2 or 3 ready to harvest, but you can't complain about having things ready to harvest. The cauliflowers have grown pretty well too. Hopefully we'll get some decent heads off those. So I think now I need to sort of have a quick whiz round and just tidy up the edges of the bed. Not too sure whether that's best done with a strimmer or just a spade. I'll bring both. I normally do one edge at a time, then it's a bit easier to keep the stuff in place. It's quite easy to tidy up the edge, it just takes a little bit of time. Collect all the rubbish in the barrow once I've finished. See if these will come out. So having quickly tidied up down the edge, I'm just going to give it a quick strim, then I'm off for a watering can, or perhaps 2 watering cans. Right, that'll do that. Watering cans next. Fortunately, this bed's not too far from a tap, so watering shouldn't take too long, but I intend to give them a good soaking so that they'll probably do a week or so without me having to worry, other than harvesting some cabbage and broccoli. I usually do most of the watering in a watering can. I like to know how much I'm putting on, basically. I can see here that there's certainly no heads forming yet on these collies, but they certainly look well. It'd be a shame now to lose them because they were dry. So I've done the watering. Roughly I've shared a can full out between 3 plants. That's 10 litres, 2 gallons between 3 plants. Should keep them going for a while. Did have a look about when it might rain, but wasn't that sure. That doesn't seem as though we've had a lot of rain. I was going to say weeks, it seems more like months. I did think about picking some of those broccoli spears and cabbage, but we've got enough at home for today and tomorrow, so I might leave them and pick some on Thursday. I think they'll be alright till then. So I'm now going to just move the fleece off this side, sort out the edge into this path. I can tell now that we've got some cauliflower, we've got some cabbage that's ready at this side. Oh, bindweed. It's the bind of our lives. No amount of weeding seems to get rid. Quick look, still no collies, but we've got some cabbages ready. And a few more Calabrese spears at this side. So it's a quick case of along the edge with a spade. One of the problems we have with our broccoli, with our brassicas, is some of the beds have got club root, some haven't. This is a bed that hasn't. The varieties we're growing are club root resistant and they've grown really well. We've got other beds that just will not grow anything if it's not club root resistant. But I'm not too sure I really know all the beds. I think the 4 we use this side are clear of club root. Now down to just watering those. So we're getting a good drowning, I hope, which will at least see them through a week without me having to give them any more water. Right, with everything watered, edges trimmed, apart from this bit down the bottom that I've just noticed, it's just about time to get these covered back up. So I think that's just about in the right position. It's just a question of getting things down now so it doesn't get blown away, because even though it's been really hot this week, I'm sure it'll be windy soon. It always is. So I'm trying to set these so it's not particularly tight, because it won't actually harm these things if it's resting on the top. And in fact that's what I'm trying in some areas that I'll show you next, which is our sort of, I suppose I should call it, summer broccoli bed, summer brassica bed. I'll come and pick the rubbish up once I've finished filming. So this one's our summer brassica bed. The results so far are a little bit on the mixed side. Take the netting off so we can see a bit better. It's not held up, it's just resting on the top of these and they seem to be doing alright. It's just tucked under a few bricks and bits of wood just to hold it in place and stop it blowing away. So this bed is club root resistant varieties. This side of the plot, look at this, bindweed gets everywhere. Even though we didn't use this bed, and as far as I know this plot wasn't used for years, it's still got club root. So nearest the camera, a red cabbage. It's called Lodero, and it's a club root resistant variety of red cabbage. And at the far end is a clubroot resistant variety of summer cabbage, Calibos. So until a couple of weeks ago, this red cabbage didn't seem to be doing much, but it has got a bit of a spurt on now, so maybe we will get some cabbages. Last year we tried it and got nothing. By the end of summer last year they hadn't got as big as this, but even in this bed we're having problems. As you can see, we've got some plants that have just not made any effort, or they made some effort and have given up. If anybody knows for sure what this is, please let me know. I'm not too sure. It's clubroot resistant, symptoms of clubroot, but not sure that's what it is. Maybe I should just pull that one up and have a look, see what I think. So that's what it looks like pulled up. Don't really know. Just made no effort to grow. Like I say, if you think you know what's caused that, I'd love to know. So these are our summer clubroot resistant cabbages called Calibro. Once again, some look to be growing quite well, others not at all. As you can see, that one's not making any effort at all. It's typical of clubroot in that it tries to grow, but all you get is a mini plant which eventually dies off. Hopefully we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 7 decent plants there, which will supply us with a few cabbages through summer. As you can see, a real mixed bag, about 50% success rate there. Certainly going to have to try a different method with cabbages, whether they're clubroot resistant varieties or not. And finally, on the brassica front that are planted out on the plot at the minute, these are cauliflowers, Clapton. It's a clubroot resistant variety, and they don't look to be doing very well, but they're all looking about the same, and I'm assuming they're just suffering from the dry weather. I don't think it's rained since we planted these out a few weeks ago, so we'll just have to wait and see, but it could well be a casualty of the very dry and hot weather we've been having recently. So that just about sums up the state of play of our brassica plants at the minute. We've still got some at home to plant out, which will be our winter cauliflowers, winter brassicas, some more cabbages, some sprouts still to plant out, and we've some cauliflowers and broccoli, which we're growing to harvest next April and May.